might remember me from such educational films as Help, I Think My Scullery Maid is a Criminal. Today you join me in Star Carr. We're going to try and find how the Star Carrians of the Mesolithic lived. Join me, it's going to be educational and fun. Day 1 of life with the Star Carrians. This is the Chief. I'm not quite sure what he does, so I'm going to ask. Chief, what do you do?
Well, actually, it's Chief Public Liaisons Officer, and I'm here to give you the guided tour of Star Carr and show you how, as Mesolithic people, get to grips with life.
Okay, are you going to show us everything there is to know about Star Carr?
Well, of course, there are some aspects of life that we can't give a full guided tour of, but hopefully we can show you enough just to get you started.
An important aspect of the site of Star Carr was the flint. I want to learn more about it, so I'm going to ask the Chief. So Chief, I see your flint napping.
Why yes, you've caught me in the act. Now, there's a certain art of flint napping. You've got to kind of get your hammerstone and you get your piece of flint that you're going to work on, and you have to apply pressure at a certain point, like this, and it'll chip off a flake, and normally you get a nice rounder point towards the edge where you applied pressure, and the flake will then come down at an angle, giving you a nice edge. And this can be used to make a large variety of tools. You could use it to make scrapers, hand axes, and well, pretty much anything. They're assembled drills, knives, saws, just by getting the discarded flakes and microliths, which are the smaller pieces of flint, and then attaching them using birch resin to materials such as antler, bone or wood. And this is how we create most of the tools that we use every day.
That's fascinating, but I'm pretty sure that's not flint.
Well, as you're supposed to treat your flint like you would a fully fledged member of your community, I'm not allowed flint.
It's day 2 at Star Carr, and the Chief has offered to take the cameraman to film some carpentry. I'm going to stay here and stare forlornly at the lake. It's really big.
Wood. Now that's what I would say if I was from the Paleolithic, but luckily in the Mesolithic we like to think a bit more advanced. Now, a new tool that we've just got shipped in from the mainland is this hand axe, and with it we can cut down vegetation like wood. But of course, we're not here to see me cut down a tree, we're here to talk about the carpentry involved. And here in the Mesolithic we like to use wedges and the hand axe, and in the process we might get some wood, apply a wedge to cause an initial crack, and then insert more wedges to help split the timber into a proper plank, which can then be used on site or wherever we like.
Is this what was used in the wooden platform?
Hang on. Now, the wooden platform's off limits.
Day 2 with the Star Carrians is over, and the Chief showed me some pretty interesting things that I didn't know before. But however, I still feel he's playing some of his cards very close to his chest. I suppose that's so he can keep archaeologists in a job in 10,000 years. But anyway, I'm going to go enjoy some of that fine Mesolithic hospitality. It's day 3, and I'm really going to try and get under the skin of the Star Carrians today. Find out some really interesting information. I think I've been spending too much time just admiring the lake. So Chief, what kind of food do you eat here at Star Carr?
Well, there's lots of food. Red and roe deer, elk, aurochs or wild cattle, which come up to about this big, and boars, badgers, otters, salmon and trout are present in the lake, of course, and there's lots of vegetation. In fact, it's all in this fantastic book, available at a museum near you, made with help from us and traces we leave at Star Carr.
So, why since I have been here has there not been much food around?
Look, hunting's really hard.
So it's my 4th day here at Star Carr, my final day, and once again I'm going to try and get under the skin of the chief, but hopefully this time not his hide skin clothes. So, Chief, could you give us a bit of an overview of what life as a hunter-gatherer is like?
Well, it's pretty good. I mean, we hunt stuff and gather, we live off the land, and we're quite in touch with nature. I mean, everything we do is reacting to our environment and our environment.
So do you travel around a lot?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I spend most of my life on the roads. I just wish they'd invent something that makes walking faster. It'll make life a lot easier.
So it's a seasonal thing?
Oh yeah, I mean, as we depend on the environment, we've got to change habitat every time the seasons shift, just because we can get new treats and offers, new food sources, new animals to kill and butcher, just the usual.
So at the site of Star Carr we find a lot of flint. Can you talk to us a bit about flint?
Oh well, flints are fantastic. It's a beautiful rock. I mean, you find it everywhere. You can just nap it, as you saw and caught me in the act the other day, and you can then use it to create all manners of tools. And it's just that. It's everywhere. I mean, it's an abundant natural resource that can do anything that you require of it. That is the important thing about flint.
So you can use it for lots of tools and things?
Well, you get your hammer stones and your hand axes that have arrived just from the continent, but you also get microliths that can be turned into arrows, swords, knives. You name it, you can make it out of flint.
We find a lot of scattering of lots of bits of flint. Can you illuminate that a bit?
Oh, I think that's just due to waste products. I mean, when we're sat on the floor having a chat and laughter a joke about, you don't know where your flint's going, you just kind of let it build up in small piles, and then I think that's seen by you in the future, I'm guessing. Have you collected as much?
We also find a lot of antler. How would you use antler?
I love antler. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a really important process as well, because you get your bit of antler and then you have to make 2 small chips in with wedges and to shift out a smaller strand of antler. It's quite cyclical and you can turn cylindrical. That's what I mean. I don't mean cyclical, I'm sorry. And you can then turn that into anything. You can turn it into a barbed point, a trophy. I've got a friend that works with antler schools, but he started putting them on his head and trying to hunt antler and deer with them.
You talked about antler a second ago. How would you use antler for hunting?
Oh, well, you'd use it as a barbed point, which you can throw at an animal, you can sneak up on it and chuck it. You can use it alongside bows as well. Bows and arrows we use, might set traps, often for smaller animals definitely, but with the bigger stuff like deer it's often a group effort. You might get a group of us come in, surround it, or drive a herd into an area that they can then be ambushed and taken care of.
So would you say a large proportion of your diet is made up of meat?
Well, it's a fair bit. I mean, meat provides lots of nutrition and it's delicious. And I don't know, I could live a life without it, but vegetables and flora still plays an important part. I'd say they're both equally as important as each other. You couldn't just survive on berries, and you can't just survive on meat.
So, how does the hunting system work in Star Carr society?
Oh, well, it depends. I mean, if we're hunting with smaller animals like lynx, fox, badgers, beavers, it'll just be smaller traps. But with the deer and stuff, and the wild cattle and the pigs and the bears, often takes a lot more tact. We might set up ambush points, sneak up, spend whole days hunting them. And that's why gathering is important, because you can make up for lost time hunting by eating fruits and vegetables. We also hunt birds, and alongside birds, there are other variety of animals. Fish, I mean, do lots of fishing. My husband gathers and my wife hunts. I mean, it's an equal gendered society. We don't really force people into certain jobs based on gender. It's more based on skills and talents.
I think that's probably a very good time to end this interview. Thanks a lot, Chief.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and I'm glad you've accompanied us for these 4 days.
Okay. Have a like it.
Okay.
So, I spent 4 days here now at Star Carr, and I've learned a lot about how they used to live, and I hope you've learned a lot as well. I hope maybe the Chief has learned something. He said he's just gone out hunting, so
Just after deposit some flint.
line admiring the lake.